Namaste, I'm Aumrie in Los Angeles. I want to talk to you today about proper tea storage. Now, it's important that once you start purchasing these high quality loose leaf teas, you'll want to keep them fresh. You'll want to keep them tasting vibrant and all their flavors really present. And there are 4 basic rules that you need to follow in order to keep the flavor intact, the freshness intact, and to keep your teas lasting in a good way. And so when I buy teas, one thing that I consider is the type of packaging that they come in. And so if the tea comes in a canister like this, a sealed airtight canister. Now listen to this. You hear that pop? I'm gonna do it one more time. Listen closely. You hear that? That's a sign that this has an air sealed tightness, right? If you hear that little pop, that means that air is not getting out or going in, that this is a sealed environment for your tea. That helps keep your tea fresh and flavorful. You can already smell the aromas wafting out as soon as I take this lid off. That's because it's been sealed, right? And the flavor is intact. And so if the tea comes in a canister like this, then I will allow the tea to stay in the canister and I won't do anything else. If it doesn't come in a canister like this, then I have these small tea jars that I use. And also when I open the tea jar, listen up, you can hear that little as well. I'll do it one more time. I just like the sound. And that's a sign that it's airtight as well. And as soon as I open it, the flavor comes wafting out. It really rushes out. And so it's so important that you have your tea in a canister or in an airtight environment so that it stays nice and fresh. The third method that I use is, I know, it's going back to our elementary school days where we are bringing our lunch to school. And it's the old sandwich bag, ziplock sandwich bags, right? Sometimes your tea, it will come in bags like this that are little pouches like this, that as soon as you open it, right, you cut it open, as soon as you do, it will lose its freshness if you just allow it to stay in something like this, right? And so if I don't have a canister empty to put it in, then I'll just grab a ziplock baggie, place the tea inside, and then I'll try to push all the air that I can out of the bag, and then I will seal it. Once you have it sealed, airtight, it's good to go. It'll stay nice and fresh for you so that you can keep enjoying the tea. And so the 4 rules that I have, right, these are really the 4 laws of proper tea storage. This is good etiquette right here. Is 1, keep it sealed, right? It needs to be airtight, right? You want to hear that hop, right? In order to keep it fresh. Number 2, you want to keep it dark. Now, you notice this one and this one, they are not translucent, right? The sun isn't penetrating it, light isn't penetrating it. It's nice and dark. And so you don't want your tea leaves having sunlight, having light, just constantly bombarding them. Think of it like when you go to a museum and they say, no flash photography, because all that light degrades the quality of the paint and the quality of the material that the paint is on. Similarly with our leaves, all that light constantly degrades the quality of the leaf. And so you want to keep them dark, right? So for this, it's translucent, but the wrapper that it's actually in is the sunlight isn't going to go through that. But the one way I do that is that I keep them either in the cabinet, but more likely in a drawer. Now, I have a drawer in my house where I actually store my tea and I store some of my teaware. And it's important for me that I keep it in that closed, confined space, right? It's a controlled environment. where it helps my tea to stay fresh, the light's not penetrating it, and all those outside elements that will help degrade the quality of the tea are just not present. The third rule is to keep it dry. It's so important to keep your tea leaves dry. Moisture will ruin the tea leaves. It will mold the tea leaves. You don't want to have outside moisture and humidity entering into your leaves. And so if you have these items anywhere near where it's like a lot of humidity going, like you have it near a humidifier, you have it near some sort of steam, it's not good for your tea leaves. So you want to keep it away from steam. You want to keep it away from water until you're ready to use it, right? That's the only time you want your tea leaves to be near water, is when you're preparing to drink it. Otherwise, not good. It's not good to store your tea leaves in moist or wet environments. Keep it dry. And the last law or rule for proper tea storage is to keep it cool. It's so important to keep your tea in cool environments. You don't want it next to your heater baking. You don't want it near the oven. You want to keep it in a cool space, controlled space. Now, you don't have to keep it cold. You don't have to store it in the refrigerator or in the freezer. That's not necessary. But in a cool space, in a nice dark drawer, it's perfect for it, right? Not in the sunlight, but in a nice wooden drawer. You can just slide it in there to keep it nice and perfect. Great environment. So remember these 4 rules for keeping your tea leaves strong, fresh, and vibrant. 1, keep it sealed. 2, keep it dark, no sunlight. 3, keep it dry. And 4, keep it cool. Follow those 4 simple rules and you will have vibrant and fresh tea leaves anytime you prepare for your next tea ceremony. Until next time, I'm Aumrie. Take care.